What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Pathfinder Prototypes, the series where we show you how to build characters from pop culture using Pathfinder 2nd Edition's rules. This week's episode, Adamska, codename Revolver OCELOT from Metal Gear Solid. OCELOT was a top spy working as a double and sometimes even a triple agent for various governments and organizations during the height of the Cold War. He was an extremely skilled gunman who impressed even Naked Snake with his prowess. Despite his status as a spy, he cared deeply for his countrymen and was possessed of a unique sense of justice. On multiple occasions while undercover, he nearly blew his cover trying to stop the people he was spying on from slaughtering innocents. OCELOT is a complex character with a colorful history, so I'm hoping this build can do him justice. To start, we'll be picking the human ancestry with the versatile heritage, selecting canny acumen to boost our proficiency in will saves. We'll also pick up the saloon entertainer background to become trained in performance and a lore skill of our choosing, as well as the virtuosic performer skill feat for free. Be sure to choose a lore skill that is applicable to your campaign. Lastly, our class will be Gunslinger. I know you saw that coming. Our starting ability scores will be 10 Strength, 18 Dexterity, 12 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 12 Wisdom, and 16 Charisma. We opt for more charisma here over intelligence or wisdom because as a spy, the ability to make people believe you are someone you are not takes precedence over knowledge or will. The important skills for this build are acrobatics, crafting, and deception. Any other skill selections can be personal preference. For our first ancestry feat, we'll take natural ambition for an extra class feat. We'll take the munitions crafter and cover fire class feats so we can craft our own ammo and force enemies to choose whether to gain an AC bonus against our attack and a penalty to their ranged attacks, or allow us to gain a bonus to our attack roll. This is a ridiculously strong feat since we win either way. For our subclass, we'll take the Way of the Pistolero, allowing us to make a deception or intimidation check against an enemy during a reload action, as well as granting us a bonus to initiative, the ability to draw a weapon when we roll initiative, and take a 10-foot step as a free action at the start of our first turn of combat. Man, this class is packed at level 1. At second level, we'll pick up the Pistol Twirl class feat, allowing us to feint against an enemy at range and potentially making them flat-footed to our ranged attacks as well as our melee. The Fascinating Performance skill feat allows us to attempt to fascinate a target when we perform. This becomes more difficult to succeed while in combat, but we can be extremely powerful when successful due to the effects of the fascinated condition. At level 3, we'll boost our Deception skill to make our feints more likely to succeed. This is useful since it's so much more difficult to make an enemy flat-footed to a ranged combatant. For our general feat, we'll take Fleet for some extra movement speed, and we gain the Stubborn class feature for expert will saves, as well as the ability to more easily shrug off controlling effects. This seems like it might invalidate our choice to pick up Canny Acumen at level 1, but Gunslinger actually caps out at expert proficiency and will saves, so it'll still help us later. At 4th level, we'll pick up the Running Reload class feat, allowing us to reload during a stride action, which is excellent for maintaining good action economy. The Improvise Tool skill feat allows us to potentially repair items without needing a repair kit, and also allows us to craft certain mundane items with basic raw materials. For our first set of ability boosts at level 5, we'll take Dexterity, Constitution, Wisdom, and Charisma. We'll also boost our performance skill to Expert, and pick up the Keep Up Appearances Ancestry feat, allowing us to attempt to negate the effects of an emotion effect inflicted on us by an enemy. Additionally, our proficiency with firearms and crossbows increases to Master. At level 6, we pick up the Dual Weapon Reload class feat, allowing us to reload a one-handed firearm or crossbow, even while we are holding another one-handed weapon in the other hand. We also take the Crafter's Appraisal skill feat, allowing us to use our crafting skill to identify magic items since we aren't trained in any of the other Recall Knowledge skills. At 7th level, we boost our Deception skill to Master, and pick up the Feather Step general feat so that we can step into difficult terrain instead of being forced to stride and potentially provoke an attack of opportunity. Vigilant Senses increases our Perception skill to Master, and Weapon Specialization grants us some bonus flat damage on our weapon attacks. At level 8, we'll take the Paired Shots class feat, allowing us to fire both of our guns simultaneously at the same target, and if both attacks hit, the damage is combined for the sake of resistance and weaknesses. This can be great if we're up against an enemy that is particularly resistant to physical damage. The Experienced Professional skill feat allows us to use lore to earn income, and protects us from critically failing the check. We always come out at least a little ahead. At 9th level, we boost our lore skill to Expert to take full advantage of Experienced Professional, and we also pick up the Clever Improvisor Ancestry feat, so we are at least decent in everything, and we can take actions that require us to be trained in a particular skill, even if we aren't trained in that skill. We gain the Pistol Arrow's Retort reaction from our subclass, allowing us to take a retaliating strike against an enemy that critically fails an attack roll against us. Additionally, our class DC increases to Expert. For our second set of ability boosts, we will once again boost Dexterity, Constitution, Wisdom, and Charisma. We'll also pick up the Called Shot class feat, allowing us to make a special shot against a particular body part on our target, causing a variety of effects depending on where we hit. The Impressive Performance skill feat allows us to make an impression using performance rather than diplomacy. At level 11, we'll boost our performance skill to Master, and take the Incredible Scout General feat, allowing us to grant our allies a +2 to their initiative rolls if we're using the Scout action during exploration. Evasion increases our reflex saves to Master, and when we roll a success on a reflex save, we get a critical success instead. At 12th level, we'll pick up the Trick Shot class feat, allowing us to make a strike against an easy DC for our level to either push an object of no more than 2 bulk up to 10 feet, or to cause an explosion at the GM's discretion that deals damage in a 20-foot burst with a basic reflex save. A very situational but very fun ability. We also take the Group Coercion skill feat, allowing us to attempt to coerce more than one target with a single intimidation check. At level 13, we'll boost our Acrobatic skill to Expert, and pick up the Bounce Back Ancestry feat in order to avoid gaining the Wounded condition once per day. Gunslinging Legend increases our proficiency with firearms and crossbows to Legendary, and our proficiency with light and medium armors increases to Expert. At 14th level, we pick up the Showstopper class feat, making it so that when we use Pistol Twirl to feint, we can now apply that deception roll against all targets within our weapon's first range increment. Additionally, we take the Catfall skill feat, allowing us to reduce the amount of damage we take when falling based on our acrobatics proficiency. For our penultimate set of ability boosts, we'll boost Dexterity, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. In addition, we'll boost our Deception skill to Legendary, and pick up the Toughness General feat for a little bit of extra HP. We also gain the Grim Swagger ability from our subclass, allowing us to attempt a deception or intimidation check against every non-ally creature within 30 feet, causing them to be feared and potentially even fleeing for 1 round. Greater Weapon Specialization also further improves the flat damage on our attacks. At level 16, we take the Fatal Bullet class feat, causing our critical hits with a weapon that has the Fatal trait to do an additional die of fatal damage. The Confabulator skill feat makes it more difficult for someone to catch on when we tell a lie, even if they've already caught us lying before. At 17th level, we'll boost our performance skill to Legendary and pick up the Courteous Comeback Ancestry feat, allowing us to once per month per settlement re-roll a critically failed diplomacy check. This is normally used when making an impression, but can be useful in other situations as well. We also gain the Juggernaut class feature, boosting our Fortitude saves to Master, and causing successful saves to be treated as 1 degree better. Additionally, we gain the Shootist's Edge feature, which increases our class DC to Master. At level 18, we pick up the Final Shot class feat, allowing us to overcharge our firearm and causing a successful strike to become a critical hit, but if we fail, our weapon misfires. Regardless, afterwards we are flat-footed until the start of our next turn and stunned 1. This is kind of a last-ditch ability for when you really need to finish off a tough enemy. We also take the Legendary Performer skill feat in order to start on the right foot with new people. We also are able to use Performance to earn income at 2 or more levels above the level for the area we are in per GM discretion. At 19th level, we boost our Intimidation skill to Expert, and we gain the True Perception General feat, which causes us to be perpetually under the effects of a 6th level True Seeing spell. Additionally, our Perception skill increases to Legendary, and our armor proficiencies increase to Master. For our final set of ability boosts, we'll boost our Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, and Intelligence. For our Capstone class feat, we'll pick up Perfect Readiness, which grants us the Quickened condition permanently, but we can only use this action to step or reload. The Doublespeak skill feat allows us to pass secret messages to our allies during a normal conversation. Anyone who isn't privy to the message must succeed at a perception check against our Deception DC to even realize that there is a secret message. A very useful skill when dealing with certain unsavory types. And there you have it, our take on Revolver OCELOT for Metal Gear Solid. This build is kind of full, and I couldn't really find a place to squeeze it in, but if your group uses the free archetype variant rules, I highly recommend picking up the Acrobat dedication to save 3 skill increases and get access to some really useful abilities. For multi-class or dual-class options, I would recommend Rogue or Investigator for some nice synergy. Thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing here at Variant Rules, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We livestream our Pathfinder2e homebrew campaign every Saturday night, and we release a new video every week. We hope to see you back here soon.